Welcome back, everybody, to The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker HD.
Entire children have been conceived and birthed in the time between the previous part to this video and this video. So,
pretty close.
So if you're watching this in the future and in like just a playlist, fuck you. I don't know. God. I was looking through like some of our older videos the other day, and I'm like, damn, my voice has changed quite a bit since we were 16.
Did you look through like super old shit?
Yeah, like
potato era?
Yeah, do you still have any of the videos we recorded like it would have been your junior year of high school?
They're saved on discs.
I think there's a couple. I think they're like unlisted.
I may have just completely gotten rid of them, but they're super old videos.
Yeah, but dude, like I mentioned this a couple days ago. Holy shit, we've known each other for like 10 fucking years.
Yeah, it's been a decade.
Yeah, that's weird because I have.
What a fucking miserable decade it's been.
Because I've got like one person who's not really a friend anymore that I've known since we were 7, but that, is not really a friend anymore. Like, and, I still talk to you. I still occasionally talk to Larry and Jade and whatnot, but I mean, wow, 10 years.
Yeah.
We've come a long way from playing Uno in the cafeteria before class.
That actually happened.
Yeah. That was it. Well, that's how I started hanging out with you, because you guys were playing Uno. You were playing Harry Potter Uno.
You know what would have made the hype video back in the day?
Playing Uno?
Just fucking the worst camera work possible.
Keep flipping it.
Playing Uno.
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
It would be the hypest shit.
It wasn't just any Uno, it was Harry Potter Uno.
That's right! I fucking forgot about that shit!
So... And then, who was it? Was it you who had Harry Potter cards? It was like you and Jade. And then I borrowed a bunch of Jade's cards and built a deck.
So for those of you that don't know, Wizards of the Coast made a Harry Potter trading card game when the first movies were popular.
It played quite a bit like Magic.
You had lessons, which was basically your mana pool.
But they weren't used up.
It wasn't you tap the lesson.
You just
to play a thing.
You just had to have the correct number or greater in play.
Yeah.
Which I mean,
and at least one of whatever lesson thing, whatnot. It was a simpler version of Magic, I guess.
It was kind of like Duel Masters. Did you ever play that?
No.
So Wizards wanted to improve the popularity of Magic in Japan. So they had like a studio make an anime, or no, they had someone make a manga about it. But when the manga was being converted to an anime, the rules were deemed too complicated for an anime. This was around the time like Yu-Gi-Oh was becoming kind of popular, but it wasn't
so it's just like Duel Monsters?
It was like between regular Yu-Gi-Oh and GX.
So it's just like Duel Monsters?
No, it's better. Jeez, that's a 7-year-old fucking reference. At least.
Was that episode made in 2008? I don't know.
I think it was. Because he was uploading them rather frequently that first year.
It was like those were once a week back in the day.
But with the anime, they simplified it where there wasn't lands. You used the creature cards as mana, and you placed them upside down in your mana zone. So there was never really a point where you got mana screwed, like, because you always had access to that mana. And the way summoning costs work is you had to reach the total number, but as long as at least one color a mana was the same color as the creature you were playing, it didn't matter the rest. So that card game for the show was made, and they brought it over here, and they did a gag dub, which is it's really good. If you can find it online, it's pretty funny. Just complete fourth wall breaking, like making fun of anime tropes. But I played that game for a little while because a card game craze. I had that. I had Yu-Gi-Oh. I had Magic cards. I played the Naruto card game. Pokemon.
Oh, right, I remember
Dude,
the fucking
the
Naruto
card game is like the best shit. The best shit, and I mean shit as in like it was
actual
bad,
shit.
Ever.
It's the best, dumbest thing.
Oh man. What else? What other card games did I get into?
Pokemon.
Pokemon. I was into Pokemon like before any other card game, just because I was like 6 when Pokemon first hit the States.
Well, that's just you had just a box.
Yeah, no, I didn't know how to play.
You would bring full of decks for different card games.
I didn't know how to play. Actually, no, I kept all my card games separate. I didn't know how to play Pokemon until I got the Pokemon TCG game for the Game Boy, and I got that because. And I remember that one so fondly because my sisters never wanted to play any of my stupid card games with me. I was one of those kids who would have 2 decks, and he'd be sitting in his room playing against himself.
Hey, that's the best way to find out like good deck strategies.
Pro Jared on his Magic the Gathering video, which I recently saw, admitted to that.
He notes this.
Dude, I have friends that I can just drive to their house now and play Magic, and I still play against myself. Granted, now I only have the 2 decks. But loserdom in my adolescence aside, what other card games? I tried getting into the Dragon Ball Z card game, but that was like that was way after Power Creep had set in. It was just too complicated for me at the time. Plus, I had already been buying a bunch of cards, and I couldn't afford it anymore. What was that one card game for the PS3 iToy? Where it was like a 3x3 grid, and you played the cards.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but it's not...
The monsters appeared on the screen in their correct position.
I know what
Eye of Judgment, that was it.
But I can't figure out the fucking name of it.
It was the Eye of Judgment.
That was it. That was a fucking great name.
Who was it? Was it Kenny who had those, or Jade?
Yes. Yes.
You know, reminiscing about a bros.
He had the iToy set up and everything.
You know, what other card games did I really get into? I got into the One Piece card game. That was utter trash. Because that was made back when the show first hit in the US, so it was being dubbed by 4Kids, and it was really bad. It was not great.
It was not super great.
No. It just the mechanics were tedious and But and like
speaking of tedious mechanics, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, seriously. Although, I mean, it's kind of fun. It got kind of fun summoning 12 monsters in a turn. Actually, I quit after 2010, and then I got back in briefly when
you got back into it, and then you quit again after the introduction of pendulum monsters.
Fuck pendulum monsters. You know, even though like Hydratic Dragons pretty much did the same thing, and that's why I got back into those games. But now I just have like 2 Magic decks that I play with people I'm friends with down here. Yeah, that was reminiscent. I used to watch Duel Masters in the living room on Toonami because my dad was at the gym. Yeah, I was one of those like nerdy kids who had kind of a jock dad. I mean, my dad's a nerd too. He's the one who got me into Tolkien and the Chronicles of Thomas Covenant.
I think you've mentioned him before. Looks like Doom Guy.
He does look like Doom Guy. He looks less like Doom Guy now. He looked more like Doom Guy when he was in his like late 20s, early 30s. Which is, he was like 28 by the time I was actually playing Doom. Yeah, I'm like, real talk, I'm the age now that my dad was when I was born.
Yes.
I could not have a kid now.
That's a scary thought, isn't it?
That's a scary thought. So, yeah, during my high school graduation, when they're having all the parents stand up for the kids graduating, my dad's like, "Yeah, we were probably the youngest parents there." But for both my sisters' graduations, of course, because they were...
No, that's not the case.
Me and both my sisters were exactly 3 years apart from the one next to us. So I was 3 grades before the middle of us, and then she's 3 grades before our youngest sister. It's weird. It's weird trying to come up with these, refer to us as a group, because obviously it's it's just me and my 2 sisters. So when I refer to my younger sisters, it works for me. But if I'm trying to do it from the perspective from either of my sisters, it doesn't really work, because they have 1 sister, 1 brother each, as opposed to just 2 sisters. I don't know, I think about weird shit like this all the time. It doesn't help that my mom has the 1 brother. My dad has 8 brothers and 2 sisters. So it's kind of like that weird shift between my parents. So
there's a video game going on.
There is, but there's no, like, you recorded this trying to be thorough, but I'm like, what is there to talk about? It's the same thing that's been going on for the past few parts.
This is largely why this playthrough has been delayed so much. I decided to record a bunch of filler for no fucking reason, because I'm an idiot.
That's part of the reason. Part of the reason why I was kind of going through some stuff in my personal life that was kind of hindering things, but that's over now. So, but
if you're watching this in Futureland, just kind of skip to part 31, if you will.
Take your jetpack and fly over to where I'm living at the time and give me a jetpack, because I want my fucking jetpack.
It's October 2015. Where are our fucking shoes that lace themselves?
Seriously, we've got, as of this recording, we've got 16 days before Marty McFly and Doc Brown show up. We're not ready. We need to get shit together. We need the holographic Jaws advertisement. We need to make, like, 12 Jaws movies. We need Coca-Cola in plastic tubes. Not bottles, like tubes. We need to wear our pants inside out. And we need hoverboards. We need pink hoverboards for little girls. Right? He steals the hoverboard from a little girl.
Pretty sure that's what happened.
I saw the movie like a month and a half ago.
I saw the movie never, because I'm a bad person.
You've never seen Back to the Future 2?
I've never seen any of the Back to the Future movies.
You've never seen any of the Back to the Future movies? You need to get on that like
nope.
in 11 minutes. So I'm not doing this again. Oh, these guys are actually kind of fun. Like they're one of those things where it's like it's annoying, but it's fun. You know?
It's fun annoying.
If you do it right, you can get them to kill each other. Because I think their spikes damage the gems on each other's backs.
The little crystal things.
I may be remembering wrong. I don't know. There's a... No, I'm not going to mention that. I will mention it later, and then I will make you watch the video. Because I don't want to spoil it. But, this game's really good. I started playing it again. Because I've just been buying games from this era. And my sister has my copy for the GameCube, so I've been playing the HD. And other than the incessant bloom, the HD version is a much better game. That and the lighting engine for like the fire doesn't really work. It kind of I think I mentioned this earlier, like 2 years ago, but it kind of ruins the cell shaded look for me. Ugh. So how about that their football? He says in the video game video on YouTube.
In the video game video.
Yeah, his primary demographic is probably 14-year-old nerds.
Yep.
But I mean, I was a 14-year-old nerd, and look at me now. I'm awesome.
Well,
I'm the nicest guy I know.
That's fucking sad.
I forget where we're at. This isn't the Tower of the Gods.
No. No, that was way long ago.
Yeah. No, you're doing the Great Sea. I'm just trying to remember what.
I'm doing one of the things where you go into all the rooms.
Oh, it's okay. I remember these. I love the like ruins aesthetics for Wind Waker. Wind Waker is kind of my favorite game for a couple reasons. One of which, this Link isn't actually the a hero of time Link destined to save the world, because that lineage ended. Because this is this is something I've known since before Hyrule Historia came out. But this is the timeline where the hero of time loses, so his lineage kind of stops. And so, as far as headcanon for me, this Link proving himself to be a good next hero of time is a real neat concept. The whole concept of the game where it's a passing of the torch for everybody. For the whole concept works really well, even though it doesn't actually pass the torch.
This guy doesn't even give a fuck.
Like, the only other Zelda game that I would want to see beyond like Zelda U, it would be like one that takes place in a modern city, and he just has a sword because that's what the hero of time has. And like, it doesn't have to be like cynical. It can still have the same optimism that Nintendo's known for, and that the Zelda series largely has. But I kind of want to see what, like with Spirit Tracks and Wind Waker, they kind of experimented with the setting a bit, and I think that's actually really interesting, especially when they have 17 unique titles under their belt or something.
Something like that. I've lost track.
I mean, we can count them, but that wouldn't make for great fuck it. You have Zelda, Zelda 2, Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Link's Awakening. I'm counting both Oracle's games as one because I said unique. For GBA, you had Minish Cap. I'm counting 4 swords on Link to the Past, GBA as a separate one. You have 4 Swords Adventures. You have Wind Waker, you have Twilight Princess, you have Skyward Sword, you have Phantom Hourglass, you have Spirit Tracks, you have A Link Between Worlds, and you have Zelda U. Am I missing anything?
Triforce Heroes.
Triforce Heroes is technically a game, but I'm counting it as a spin-off, so it doesn't count. So I was right, 17. I'm secretly counting it as a spin-off so that I'm right.
So when it turns out that game is actually a piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, no, because isn't Triforce Heroes just Hyrule Warriors, but on the 3DS?
No.
Oh, I'm getting...
No. You're getting your fucking games mixed up.
I am getting my games mixed up. Which one's Triforce Heroes?
It's the one where... it's got 3-player multiplayer, and you're doing all this crazy shit.
Oh, yeah! I forgot about that, because it's not 4 Swords. 4 Swords was fucking great. I have to count it, so 18, because I counted Four Swords and Four Swords Adventures. Dude, I played Four Swords Adventures on the GameCube. That game is great.
Solo, of course.
Yes, because I didn't have any friends. Oh man, I forgot about the turbo sail.
The Swift Sail.
Swift sail, whatever. Give a shit.
Clearly not.
No, have you heard this commentary for this part? I just kind of want to get...
How did you get this far in this video? You had to, like, skip to the fucking end.
You know what? If you've, like, listened to me ramble for this long, kudos, because I haven't been paying attention to me ramble this long. I just want to get to the Ganon fight. That fight's the best.
Well, I'm afraid that'll be in the very last part of this playthrough.
Oh, no shit. But that part is like my most favorite part of the Zelda franchise. Is that fight.
Well, you're gonna have to wait.
Well, it's only taken us
quite a long time.
2 years to get this far.
At this rate, we'll be finished with this playthrough in like 2026.
How long did it take us to do Ocarina of Time?
We'll look this up because I actually have
you have it on like
my list
an Excel
of LPs I've done
and their dates
with start and end dates.
Speaking of which, I don't think anyone's updated your TV tropes page in a long time.
Oh, because only we updated those?
Yeah, pretty much. And I've actually been kind of stopped reading TV tropes. Like,
because it ruins your life.
Yeah, I've read so much of it so much, it doesn't interest me anymore. And like I'll peruse it occasionally for specific stuff that I'm really enthusiastic about. But I don't have. I only have one tab at a time open now.
You used to have like 8.
Yeah, 8 or to 12. It was a lot.
Seems so dumb now. Like,
I mean,
the absolute dumbest.
I mean, that's how things go. You know, you get enthusiastic about something, and it encapsulates a good chunk of your life.
Kinda like playing a video game.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I play video games in waves. For the longest time, I wasn't playing any video games at all. But I'm trying to get a Triforce chart.
Yes, this is one of the 3 Triforce charts in the game.
Wait, there's only 3?
Yeah, because the other 5, the locations where there would be Triforce charts, they do just outright hand you the Triforce chart.
Right, because I'm assuming those are the ones...
we saw one a little earlier, but
yeah.
You were like going on and on about some other bullshit.
I don't give a shit. Because
this took forever to load up, by the way, but Ocarina of Time... if I can find it here. Ocarina of Time, January 31st, 2011 to January 21st, 2013.
Wow, so that almost took 2 years. So this playthrough's taken us longer to get through.
It probably will take longer.
Yeah.
It's not quite been 2 years yet, but it'll be very... It's very close.
Especially since I only ever want to record one at a time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean... unless you're doing it live commentary and in sessions, the commentary post commentary kind of breaks down when you do multiple ones in a row. That's something I've noticed.
See our earlier videos.
What, 6 years of this shit? No, longer, almost 7, 8. Did you just throw down some bait?
Yes.
Panic bait. Oh, that was great.
That was a pressing of the wrong button, I think.
Yeah. To be fair, it is closer to where the B button would be on a GameCube controller than the Y button.
Or I might have been just going for my arrows, which was on X.
So what I was trying to say earlier, I'm assuming it's safe to say that the Triforce pieces that they just hand to you were the ones that would have to
that you go through a bunch of shit to get in the first place.
Yeah. Well, because you had the chart, because you had the ones that you had to get from, you had to salvage, and then you had the ones that were in like little mini dungeons.
Well, this was quite the part of bullshitting.
Yep.
So stay tuned for part 27 where we bullshit some more.